for me, I totally agree with Daquana, what you were saying about trying to empower them and get them to realize that it's a positive thing. If they're the best writer at Best Buy, however, and this is a whole nother conversation, but then there are people that just need to get a high school equivalency to be able to do construction work or do something where they're competing against people. And I think we just have to figure out some kind of, and I don't know who's going to do this, but that's the reason I'm saying this to everyone in here. I don't know what the answer to that is, because I have so many people that they don't need to do college level writing for the jobs that they want to do.
Right.
And or college level analyzing, or kind of, all the different things that right now the new GED is really preparing people for.
Yeah.
And so they're not going to get it.
Okay.
And they are, again, I work with a homeless population.
Sure.
So we're trying to empower them to be able to change their lives and figure out a way to get something that's going to help them. So again, I'm just throwing that out. I know that's not a discussion for here, but anybody has any thoughts on that, please let me know.
And it's an excellent point, and I think who's going to do it? I mean, I think we all are going to do it, and to help each other doing it, and so coming together, seeing kind of where we need to go, how can we scaffold up to there, or if something else needs to happen, we'll figure out how to happen. Yeah, quickly, and then.
So I'm in a similar boat. I work with a large homeless population and low income here in the city, and I feel like a lot of the problems that I'm having in prepping, even just the mindset for the 2014 GED, is helping them to understand that it's not just getting past a test. It's not just about making sure you write the best essay or making sure you've answered all the questions correct. It's not just about that. It's making sure that you understand the process. I've shifted a lot of my teaching in the last 6 months on the process and not the product.
Great.
And so the outcome isn't important if your process isn't in place.
Okay.
And so that's something that I think in adult literacy, I'm new to the DC area. I haven't been here more than about a year and a half. So that's something that I find is difficult to kind of combat, really, is to change that process.
Thinking. And that's an excellent thing just in terms of writing, too, is kind of where we're going to, is that the whole movement of writing, it's kind of writing process versus writing product, right? And that's that debate, kind of what we were talking about before. Do you do the grammar, blah, 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 or is about what you're writing about and the ideas? Our chance now, what I'm trying to try to bring that together. Okay, so but I think that's excellent, and that's a chance. Jaquana, do you want to say something real quick?
Just as a support to finish this conversation, the DC AFLAC, so DC Adult and Family Literacy Coalition, there is a policy and advocacy arm of that's trying to really focus in on some of those questions. There are other high school equivalencies out there. As of right now, DC hasn't really been talking about instituting any of them, but I do think that policy arm will be maybe where someone like you may want to engage, because it also goes beyond just the GED, and maybe the conversation is we need to talk to some of these construction jobs and say, why are you asking for a GED? Does that need? So I think that there's a bigger conversation that needs to be had. I know that these trainings are places where people feel that they, can say that, but beyond just saying it and talking about it, our policy arm of the DC AFLAC, I think, is a place that could really use your voice and use that type of push. So just connect with them.
And academic writing is a good way for us all to be able to contribute to that conversation, just that skill. Was there anything else real quick, or that's, Evelyn, did you,
Because I'm coming in, and I did a lot of reading online before I actually began teaching adults. I'm wondering how people are planning using the CCR, which is the Common Core Readiness Standards. Because it lays out the skills that you need in 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 levels. So it has A, B, C, D, and E, E being 11 through up to college. So if you're planning and we're developing curriculum and strategies, we have to keep these in front of us so that we know where our students fit in. Are they on level C? Are they on level D? Are they on level E? So that we can plan within a framework and we're not driving ourselves crazy, all over the place. If we can use these standards to help us develop the curriculum as a collective, I think it will help a lot.
Okay, great. Okay.